Skiing and snowboarding are expensive, right? In fact, the average British skier spends around £1,800 for a one-week ski trip. But does it have to cost that much? When it comes to planning your next winter trip, there are lots of ways to keep the costs as low as possible without compromising on your experience. And as someone who gets out to the mountains as often as possible during the season, I'm going to share my tips about how I've kept my snowboard holidays to usually around £700 or less for a 5-day trip. I've got a few gems in here too, so stay tuned until the end. By the way, if you find these tips useful in any way, then I'd love it if you'd hit that like button. And if you're a fan of skiing and snowboarding, definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel, as there is lots more content in the works. Okay, let's get stuck into how you can enjoy skiing and snowboarding for less. Tip 1. Avoid peak season. The winter and spring school holidays in Europe are the peak times and prices can really climb, especially over Christmas, New Year and the February holidays. If you can go in early December, most of January or March until the end of the season, then you'll get some of the best deals. Accommodation is usually a lot cheaper, as are flights, and you might also find lift passes drop in price too during these times. Tip 2. Choose smaller or less popular resorts. Yes, Courchevel is awesome, but also, yes, it's hella expensive. Look into resorts that might be less popular, but probably also much cheaper. Some examples might be Les Cybèles or Val-Cenis in France, Bardonecchia in Italy, or Arinsal in Andorra. The list of smaller budget ski resorts is almost endless in Europe, but I've shared a link to a blog post with my best suggestions in the description. By going for the less obvious resorts, you still get the snow, but you get less crowds and lower costs. Tip 3. Look beyond the Alps. This tip is getting more love these days as people head to less obvious ski destinations such as Bulgaria, Poland, Romania and Georgia, the country, not the US state. Yes, these might not be the Alps, but you can get a week on the snow for half the price you'd pay in France or Switzerland. Personally, in recent years I've visited Poland, Slovenia and Bulgaria and had a lot of fun and good snow too. Tip 4. Self-catering all the way. Ski resort food is great, but for what you get, you can make the same thing for a lot less in your apartment. For example, you can cook up a ton of cheese, meat and potatoes at your self-catered apartment, and that should cost about €15 for a party of 2 or 3. While the same thing in a restaurant will be about €25 each, at least. This makes even more sense if there's a big group of you, as you can make that budget go a long way. What's more, most self-catered ski apartments usually come with fondue dishes and raclette grills, so save yourself like €100 and DIY. Tip 5. Keep an eye on the package sites. Yes, self-catering is great, but if you can get a bed and breakfast package with a lift pass included, what's not to love? Sometimes you'll find an insane bargain on ski package sites, so they're always worth checking out. Sometimes they're obscure resorts, and sometimes there's amazing deals in some of the best resorts out there. I've linked to some of my favourite ski package providers in the description, which includes Sunweb and Ski World. Yes, these are affiliate links, so if you do click and purchase anything through those, then you'll be supporting my channel here, so thank you. Tip 6. Make use of dynamic pricing. This is especially the case in Switzerland, where they do a great line in cheaper lift passes at different times of the month or even from week to week. Check those lift pass prices in advance and see if you can spot the low pricing options. Some resorts like Crans-Montana, Jungfrau, Brusson near Verbier and the Alpes Vaudoises do some amazing lift pass discounts if you time it right. Tip 7. Bring a rucksack and pack a lunch. Those on-mountain meals can be pretty expensive, so keep the costs right down by packing a picnic lunch. If you have a good breakfast buffet, you might even be able to stash some cheese and ham rolls and fruit for later. And if you bring a thermos, you can even enjoy a warming coffee on the go too. Most European ski resorts will also have a supermarket or two kicking about, so go in there and stock up on snacks. Tip 8. Go with friends. The more the merrier, especially when it comes to accommodation. Splitting costs on apartments or hotel rooms does bring the cost down, but of course they need to be on the same money-saving vibe as you. Otherwise you will end up getting dragged into expensive apres and meals. But it is more fun to ride with friends too, right? Tip 9. Make your own apres ski. In Europe, the apres is a big part of the experience, but it's also one of the most expensive too. Similar to my self-catering and picnic tips, try and keep your apres-ski either with friends or in your accommodation. A good bottle of wine in Europe is going to cost around €5 in your local Carrefour, or if you secure a half-board package you might get drinks included. If you really want to party, maybe budget for one day to keep those costs as manageable as possible. Tip 10. Hire your gear in advance. If you're hiring ski or snowboard equipment, it makes sense to book it at least a week in advance, as you'll save loads on hiring in resort. Shop around for the lowest prices on Ski Set and Alpi, who both offer the best deals. Most ski resorts have a selection of ski hire places, so it's worth double checking. And again, I'll drop some links down in the description for ski hire places. Tip 11. Grab a ski pass. There are several passes that you can get which will help you save money on ski resort access. The biggest in Europe is the Magic Pass, which is focused mostly on Switzerland with a few French and Italian options. This features a great range of both larger and more local ski resorts. There are also options such as the Ski Plus City Pass for Innsbruck and the Stubai Glacier, Ski Pass for Slovenia and Ski Star for Norway and Sweden. These are all obviously better options for those planning longer ski trips or for multi-day access. I would also mention the American Mega Resort passes, but don't buy them as you'll be supporting the corporate takeover of the ski industry. Tip 12. Borrow gear or go second hand. You don't need to shell out on the best gear you can find. The opposite, in fact. Chances are you know someone who has kit that they can lend to you, or you could find it cheap online. Ski jacket and pants, goggles and gloves can all be found on sites like Vinted or eBay, or keep an eye on your local charity shop. Alternatively, if you do want to buy some gear, keep an eye on the end of season sales. You can often get top-notch gear for big discounts from pretty much all the major retailers. Tip 13. Commute to the resort. The convenience of being in resort or for ski in ski out often means paying a premium, and this usually means the accommodation a little further out drops in price. In Europe, most ski resorts offer free shuttle buses, for example Chamonix in France and the Stubai Valley in Austria, so it might be worth checking bus stops close to your hotel before you book. But this is a tip that can literally save hundreds off your trip budget. And bonus tip number 14, late season bargains. I did already mention the off-season, but the spring months offer some of the most appealing prices. March and April can still offer pretty good conditions, but prices can often be a fraction of January and February. Yes, you might be riding slush, but then you might be riding POW. Keep an eye on the weather conditions and the prices by signing up to the uGOSnow newsletter. We share updates on prices and conditions throughout the season. So there you go, keep those costs down and enjoy the thrill of skiing and snowboarding. Have I missed anything? Got your own budget ski tips? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.